Hey, I'm here with Aubrey Graham, aka Drake. He's a star of Degrassi and an up-and-coming rap artist. How are you today?
Good, man. How you doing?
I've been moving calm, don't start no trouble with me.
Shout out to Nico, Oliver, 4040.
Trying to take the wave from a nigga.
Aubrey is a total character. You see him strut into the building and, you know, his walk, his demeanor announces that he's...
Oh my God! And Drake just stand for do right and kill everything.
There's a lot of critics out there not taking you seriously based on the fact that you start on Degrassi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can judge me if you want. That's cool. Like sooner or later though, it's going to be inevitable that your girlfriend's gonna be playing it, your mom's gonna want to listen to it, your brother's gonna be like, can you get Drake to give me your autograph? So I mean, you might as well just get with it right now.
Aubrey Drake Graham was born on October 24th, 1986 in Toronto, Canada. That boy Drake pretty much grew up into music. His father, Dennis Graham, was a drummer for the legendary rock and roll star Jerry Lee Lewis. His uncle, Larry Graham, played bass for Sly and the Family Stone. Hell, even his grandmother used to babysit Aretha Franklin, bruh. It's funny how when asked about his identity, Drake said, "At the end of the day, I consider myself a black man because I'm more immersed in black culture than any other. Being Jewish is kind of a cool twist. It makes me unique." It was when Drake was at Forest Hill Collegiate Institute where there was a kid in his class whose father was an agent. That kid's dad would say, if there's anyone in your class that makes you laugh, have them audition for me. And after Drake did that audition, that guy became Drake's agent. Shortly after that, Drake landed a role on the Canadian teen drama Degrassi: The Next Generation, where he would play the role of Jimmy Brooks.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
Ashley, you don't come in for another half page.
Ash wants to have sex. Man, you're gonna get some? You got horseshoes up your butt. Yeah, cool, huh?
Sometimes named Wheelchair Jimmy, a basketball star who becomes permanently wheelchair bound when he's shot by a classmate. Classic moment, fam. He would drop out of high school to focus on acting. He would appear in a total of 100 episodes between 2001 and 2008. Although while still acting and being on Degrassi, he started to dabble into the hip-hop scene with the release of his first mixtape, Room for Improvement, in 2006.
My style is very Tennessee, mixed with some Terry Kennedy. People barely remember me from back in the day. Chances are, most of the days you was lying around. I made money and that's why these girls eyeing me down. Getting down tonight if they say you're cutting. A lot of dudes in my city, they ain't saying nothing.
Achieving a modest amount of sales of approximately 6,000 copies.
Let me show you what it is. I was birthed up top, I was raised at the bottom of the map where the girls all thick and the hottest niggas rap if you looking for the good. And we got them in the trap like, ooh wee. Took it from white sneaks to Louis. This metaphor might sound a little confusing, but y'all don't really know me if you knew me. I done come a long way from a days in other hotels that I stayed in.
He then followed that up with another mixtape in 2007 under his own October's very own imprint, Comeback Season.
Damn, I done walked in here looking like the motherfucking man of the year. It was worth it was all worth it. And by this time I understand that I ain't perfect. I wish you could've seen me back at high school. Backpack, gray range, black act, put a half a stack out.
This included Drake's first hit single and music video, Replacement Girl with Trey Songz.
What's going on, MTV E2? It's your boy D-R-A-K-E, that's me. You know how the story goes, and I'm here with none other than
Your boy, the Prince of the V, Trey Songz, out.
Yeah, 2 Up, 2 Down. We on the set of Replacement Girl, man. For T.O., VA, making it connect. You know what it is. My first video, I'm feeling a lot of emotions. I was nervous at the beginning, you know, definitely. It's different because I've been acting, so getting on camera and like trying to look cool is like a whole different story, you know. It's not Degrassi, it's another ball game. I mean, you gotta look cool. You can't, there's so many ways to look corny in a music video, you know what I'm saying? Whereas if you're acting, you're either good or you're not good. You're either natural or you're not natural. This is like, you either have it or you don't. I'm enjoying it. I think I'm doing okay. How did I even get that to happen? Trey Songz, I don't know. Me and Trey linked up through a gentleman by the name of T Slack, and Trey's manager Delante, and I sent Trey the record, and I was like, I hope he likes it. So,
speaking of Trey Songz though, I want to give that man some credit because it doesn't really get talked about enough how much he really helped Drake elevate to stardom back in the day. Drake was even willing to sign to Trey Songz back then. He was even vouching for Drake to executives and trying to get his music video on 106 in Park.
I actually met Drake in Atlanta. I was living in my manager at the time. I was living in his house, and he had an unfinished basement. It was cold as hell down there because we didn't have heat in the basement. And Drake came in, he had a Montclair jacket on. I was like, who's this light-skinned guy? And I took Drake to many executives, and a lot of people said no.
Wow.
Like, I had to fight to get Replacement Girl on BT 106 in Park. Like, in a time where I wasn't even Trey Songz yet. Like, we had arguments about Drake like, you can't sign to me. Like, at that time, I felt like me and my label weren't even in a good place, where as though they fully believed in my potential.
So big shout out to Trey Songz, for real. Yeah. Now the year is 2008, and the producers of Degrassi took apart the cast, leaving Drake in a weird position where he said he felt like he had to get a day job or something, because being a rapper didn't really pick up yet. But eventually he would receive an unexpected phone call from none other than the GOAT himself, Lil Wayne.
How did you guys connect? Because you all are friends, and he's been a big influence on, Lil Wayne and I are like this.
I know,
you know
that's
that, Drake,
that's your dog.
That's my
your
dog.
Guy. We were introduced through another gentleman from Houston. His name is Jazz Prince. He found me on MySpace and loved my music on MySpace. And he was like, man, I know Lil Wayne, and I'm going to play him your music one day. And I was just like, yeah, right. You never really, I didn't buy it at first. And then, and I'll never forget, one day I was getting, we started, we formed a relationship, and we used to talk and chop it up, and chop it up is like, converse.
Thank you. I kind of figured that out. But.
And so, we would talk, and he called me one day, and I was in the barbershop getting my hair cut, and he was like, I was like, and the phone rang, and I picked it up, and it was like, yo. And I was like, you probably know that voice. I was like, hello? I was like, yo, what's up? I was like, this doesn't sound like my friend. And he's like, yo, what's up? It's Weezy. And it was, it ended up being Wayne. He was like, I'm starting this thing called Young Money, and I'd really love for you to be a part of it. So I want to fly you out to Houston and meet you. And he did just that the day after, and that formed our relationship. And I was like this quiet kid in the corner of the bus, you know, while everything was going on around me. And the Carter 3 was just, I think it was like maybe 2 or 3 weeks away from coming out. And what a time. What a time.
What a time for real. I'm sure that shit was a crazy learning experience for him, bro. Just imagine being on that tour bus when Weezy was at his peak. Fire. Towards the end of this year of 2008 was actually when I discovered Drake for the first time. I had already seen a couple episodes of Degrassi, and I remember going on hiphopearly.com like I used to do every day back then. Yo, if you remember this website, you a real one. And I remember seeing the song Ransom, and I was like, okay, Lil Wayne featuring Drake. Let's see how this sounds.
Me and Weezy like a mouthful of hot peppers, black Ferrari with the red seats, I call it playing checkers.
Bruh, I was like, this shit is gas. Then it hit me like, hold up. I googled Drake, and all I would see is Drake Bell from Drake and Josh, fam. I'm like, bruh, nah, hold up. Let me see the Degrassi cast. And sure enough, I was like, it's fucking Jimmy. And this is when I think Drake really started to be like, okay, now shit is getting popping.
Here we go. I'm still fly. Yeah. I'm sky high, and I dare anybody to try and cut my wings. I want this shit forever, mine, ever mine. I'm shutting shit down in the mall. We so strong.
And of course, the legendary Best I Ever Had would drop in the beginning of 2009, which literally changed his career forever.
Man, I say the same thing every single time. I say you the fucking best, you the fucking best.
I miss these days so much, man. For me, it was my freshman year of high school. Things just felt way more happier. It was kind of just Facebook or MySpace at the time, rocking a Sidekick or your cheap ass Walgreens phone with limited minutes, coming home hitting up your friends on AIM while playing Call of Duty, rocking an iPod Classic, or burning CDs to make your own mixtape.
I get it!
I mean, let me stop, bro. Yeah, I don't know. Shit was just different. And speaking of CDs, Drake would drop his third mixtape in February of 2009, which was so good you could probably call it an album with So Far Gone.
Used to land in Vegas, used to land in Vegas.
Telling you I'm coldest when I'm down in the winter, and I be riding rims with my tires in the thinner.
I got the big unstoppable.
I love females that like to wear their toes out.
Oh shit, my bad, wrong person.
They be staring at the money like it's unfamiliar.
So Far Gone was a pretty big success as it debuted at number 5 on the Billboard 200, receiving some pretty decent review scores. And during the middle of this year, he would sign to Young Money. And for those who remember, 2009 was really the year of Young Money, bruh.
I'm Wayne, and I have nothing to do with Young Money, not a thing. And I'm just trying. Hold on, I'll let everybody introduce themselves because they got voices. Hold on. What's going on? Go by the name of I go by the name of Drake, Jimmy Valentino, Drizzy Drake Rogers, Young Angel. You know what it is? Yeah.
This is a song we got called Every Girl. Let's go. I like a long hair, thick red bone. Every girl in the world. Alright, look. I tell her she be jumping up and down, trying to fit that. Took a half an hour just to get that belt of fast.
Oh, that was your girl? I thought I recognized.
Ooh, baby.
I also remember like it was yesterday when Drake fell on stage while performing with Wayne and had to get surgery and all. Not that that really matters or anything, but just felt like mentioning. In September of this year, Drake would drop the So Far Gone EP. It featured 5 songs from So Far Gone and 2 new tracks, with one of them being a top 10 to 15 Drake track in my opinion, Fear.
We up in Barney's going dumb again.
Yes, it's Young Money, where SOD money gang. Drizzy.
Take yourself a picture when I'm standing at the mound, and I swear it's going down. And you just stuck standing there, but I'm gonna need you to say something, baby. Say something, baby.
Letting these bills fall over your skin. I got money to blow.
Last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with.
It's kind of true when Weezy was like,
and we gon' be alright if we put Drake on every day.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but back in these days, bruh, I couldn't wait to come home to listen to these songs and just play some Modern Warfare 2, bruh. Those lobbies, these kids would never understand.
You a homo, nigga. Making fun of you, you dickhead. Fucking you making fun of yourself, you fucking idiot. You're looking like a loser right now. You test procedures in there. Motherfucker, that's what the fuck you are. You keep using your right, you faggot.
You have my dick in your ass.
Anyways.
So that's 2 Grammys, 2 Billboard Top 10s, 2 Grammy nominations, sorry, 2 Grammy nominations. Grammys to come, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's make that clear, not yet, not being greedy. Grammys to come, collaborate with everybody from Jay-Z, Mary J. Blige, Kanye, Alicia Keys, Rihanna.
Now the year is 2010, and this is the year that Drake really took off, fam.
Whether that's right, I won't ever know. Okay, away we go. Only thing we have on is the radio.
Oh, you fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh? You got your hair done, everything big. Let the dance done, hair done, everything big.
What am I doing? Oh, yeah, that's right, I'm doing me. Refuse to be forgotten. Hey, hey, hey. World Series attitude, champagne bottle life. Nothing ever changes, so tonight is like tomorrow night. Show me a good time. Oh, yeah.
I think New York City would fucking love it if you gave them just one more. New York City, do y'all want one more? They just try to roll it in. Shout out to the fact that I'm the youngest nigga doing it. Half all Brent Pitt, dance LA time. She ain't trying to pop that shit for paper, never mind. I tried to told you, Drizzy still ain't nothing nice.
Bruh. And that's not even all the bangers off this tape. Thank Me Later released on June 15, 2010, selling 447,000 copies first week, debuting at number 1 on the Billboards. I remember Find Your Love, Miss Me, Fancy, like all these tracks being everywhere in the summer of 2010, bro. That shit was crazy. And during this time, Lil Wayne was locked up. And when he said this,
damn, I be gone to November, but fuck it, I ain't tripping. I know Drizzy gon' kill him.
like, where's the lies? Despite Thank Me Later being a massive success and it sounds phenomenal, during this time Drake even stated, Thank Me Later was a rushed album, he told BBC Radio. I didn't get to take the time that I wanted on that record. I rushed a lot of songs and sonically didn't get to sit with the record and say, okay, well maybe I should change this verse. Once it was done, it was done. That's why my new album is called Take Care, because I get to take my time this go round.
Know you've been hurt by someone else.
Y'all got some legends, man. I'm honored to be on the stage in front of y'all. Can we do one more before I go? Let's go!
2011 is the year that I think Drake really found his sound and his identity. Drake at this point was starting to feel more comfortable and confident with every new track. And I'm not even talking about Take Care yet. 2011 includes so many memories for me, bro. Songs like
riding around the city, plastic cup of Henny, find a nigga like me, truth be told I don't know many. I'm really trying to make it more than what it is, cause everybody dies but not everybody lives. Oh, trust issues. Oh,
excuse me if I say a couple things that I don't mean.
oh shit, damn, my bad, that's Big Soulja.
And I'm only getting older, somebody should've told you I'm on one. Yeah, do it for the realest niggas in the fucking game right now. She will. This that Slumdog Millionaire Bollywood flowing up.
So clearly in 2011 he kept his foot on the gas, and the steam was getting hotter and hotter for his next album. And when this shit came out, man, almost every lyric from each song was on everyone's Facebook status at one point, especially Marvin's Room.
Fuck that nigga that you love so bad.
Take Care was finally released on November 15, 2011 to massive praise. I don't know what Entertainment Weekly was smoking that day, but it debuted at #1 and sold 631,000 copies first week. The album is already certified 6 times platinum as of 2019, so I can only imagine now. The album is a literal definition of a classic and has nothing but amazing songs on it, with my 3 favorites probably being Headlines, Shot For Me, and Practice.
That's just something they know. They know, they know, they know. Yeah, I'm the reason why you always getting faded. Take a shot for me. You can even call me daddy, give you someone to look up to. And my girls from the 504 need to drop it right now.
And I know there's a lot of people who claim that The Weeknd wrote like almost half of it, but that was quickly denied by Drake and his best friend Oliver 40 as well. Drake came back at a fan who said that, and Drake said Abel, which is The Weeknd, co-wrote on Shot For Me, and Practice obviously was featured on Crew Love and The Ride, and that's it. There's 20 songs on that album, Don't Try Me. While 40 said, it's a common misconception, I made that whole album. I saw Abel maybe 2 days. I was in there for like a year. So somebody is lying, I don't know, but either way, it doesn't really matter. The album to me is timeless.
Chris Brown,
right,
and Drake, the drama that went down in the club, bottles being thrown, so on and so forth. Do these cats really need to touch each other? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think
then
so.
the Twitter gang banging and you know.
Yeah, I think it gets crazy. I mean, regardless if it's actually over the girl or just disrespect between the two of them, they need to, you know, they could cool that down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like before, you know, it turns into something else, and they're gonna see what it ends out, because it's gonna end up in lawsuits flying and all kind of.
Yeah, man.
Trust me.
I don't get involved. Me and him don't see eye to eye, so it's gonna be what it is.
You and Drake, or you and the lawyer?
No, me and Drake. You know, I don't really try to talk about him when I'm around her.
Oh, you don't talk.
I just lay the pipe. I don't.
For the media and like for any media outlet that listens to this interview, like don't ask me shit about that man when I come up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and leave that man alone. You know, stop preying on his insecurities, man. Because you know his insecurities are the fact that I make better music than him, that I'm more popping than him, and that at one point in life, you know what I'm saying, the woman that he loves fell into my lap. I did what a real nigga would do, and treated her with respect. So she's not up there talking down on me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And all those things combined, you know, create an individual that comes up to your radio station and is just gonna, you know, do dumb shit. But it's like, it shouldn't be about tearing that man down. it shouldn't be about wanting to see me and him tear each other down. Like, we have an issue, and it's either going to drag out or maybe in 10 years we'll laugh about it over drinks. But just let us solve that shit, because it's not me and Kendrick. It's not me and Hov.
It's not you in Common. It's not even you in Common.
Yeah, you're not going to get anything out of it. Like, nobody. I don't want to hear that man rap. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to hear me rap against him. I'm, you know, like, I really do this shit. Like, that's not. You're not even going to get anything out of it. So I just urge people, man, to just, you know, like, and when I say people, I mean like media, like, just leave that shit alone, man. Just leave that man alone, man. Let him put out that whatever Project X or whatever that shit he's working on, and I'm gonna just do, you know, I'm gonna put out this real shit for the people, like, and that's it.
So clearly Rihanna got in between Breezy and Drizzy, and they wouldn't really fuck with each other again until years later. But for 2012, Drake was just cruising, enjoying the fruits of his labor as everyone was still bumping that Take Care, along with a couple fire features.
Back when if a nigga reached, it was for the weapon. Nowadays, niggas reach just to sell they record. Real niggas say word, you ain't never told no lie. You ain't never told no lie, real niggas say word. I shine different, I rhyme different. Only thing you got is some years on me, man. Fuck you and your time difference. Yes, Lord, I don't really say this often, but this long dick nigga ain't for the long talking, I beast. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here, niggas. Stay down from day one, so I say fuck all y'all niggas. This for me though, I'm just trying to stay alive and take care of my people.
Well, he's 26, he's from Toronto, he's eloquent, thoughtful, and he's got a massive hit record.
We want Drake! We want Drake! We want Drake! We want Drake!
This album, I needed to tell a different story. I'm at a very different place in my life. You know, I feel great with me. You know, this is the first time that I'm not searching for what I had in the past. I'm not even waiting for what's to come in the future. I mean, I'm excited for it, but the present, the life that I'm living right now is the greatest thing I could ever ask for, and I wanted to make that album. So,
yeah. Remember? Motherfucker never loved us.
yeah, nothing was the same. It's another chapter, it's another piece of the story, and I'm just ready for the next one. If you're ready, I'm ready.
Intro. How this nigga working like he got a fucking twin though. Life is sounding crazy, 40 on Martin Scorsese and
It says your name on it. Oh, I know what it is.
Why? Careful, the phone is epic. The phone is epic.
Wow.
T-shirt.
With the t-shirt on.
T-shirt on.
That's great. T-shirt on. With the shirt on. Wow. You putting that? I had to have a little drink out of this.
Oh my God.
Fickle. Oh, I'm flicking this one. A little shy. Probably put it in my mom's house. Yeah. I said my mom would pick it. It's crazy that it's here.
See, that just reminds me of all those tour dates.
It's all good though, you know. Never disappoints me, man. Just work, man. That's it, you know.
2013 was a fun year, man. A lot of good music came out this year, bro. Let alone Drake. I'll never forget the buzz surrounding this album, bro. The wait was real. And I'll also never forget that Nothing Was the Same was actually leaked about a whole week before it came out. It was supposed to drop on September 24th, but I believe it leaked around September 16th, with fans on Twitter already praising it. The album would finally release to critical acclaim, debuting at #1 again, making it his third in a row, and selling 658,000 copies first week. Me personally, I think this album is just as good as Take Care. It's a classic to me, and my 3 favorite tracks are probably Furthest Thing, Own It, and From Time.
somewhere between a mistress and commitment, but I stayed down. Girl, I always stay down. Guess whose it is? Guess whose it is? It's yours.
What's up? Been a minute since we kicked it, you been caught up.
Fuck being on some chill shit. We go 0 to 100, nigga, real quick. Always working OT, overtime and not all time. I got a shorty named Texas Sin, she got a buddy named Young JB, and now you know the deal. Oh, Dios sé, hombre, porque está a tu lado. Yeah. She said she working for Walgreens, but not in the store at the head office. Realize I don't need that shit. I'm a different breed with this shit. That's the man that put me in the shit. If a nigga fuck with him, I put him down quick.
Did swag surfing tonight? You did swag surfing?
Take a picture of both.
Oh, cover. You don't like this one? Nah, that's some vintage shit. That's some cover of the Source magazine and shit right there. Yeah. That's some first annual BET Award shit right there.
Man, 2014, bro. Take me back. Back when I got my first car, back when I was just having fun and living life, not knowing what was to come, back when Rich Gang was killing shit.
Baby girl spoiler, she spoiler than milk. And keep on my side like a fucking hill.
But that's a different topic. It's crazy, I remember this concert like it was yesterday, and I'll never forget how dope of a show this was. This was really like a live Versus way before Versus was a thing. You were able to vote on your phone too on what song you wanted next, which I doubt it actually worked, but hey, I felt like I was part of it. I remember being on that train on my way there and thinking to myself like, damn, Drake's only been in the game for like 5 years at this point, and he already going up against one of the GOATs in Wayne? Bro, that says a lot. Like, he already has a bunch of hits, and this is 2014, bro. It was so cool to see them go back and forth, and then at the end, they'd be like, wait, what are we fighting for? To them just playing songs that they got together, like Right Above It and shit like that. Oh man, that shit was gas.
He's from Hey, son.
Hey, read this, kid.
If you're reading this, what the fuck?
You're late. You're late.
On February 12, 2015, Drake would release If You're Reading This Is Too Late out of nowhere on iTunes. I'll never forget the night this dropped, bro. I got a text from a friend like, bruh, Drake just dropped. I'm like, word?
No way! Yeah, I know.
I bought that shit instantly, fam. Everyone was talking about that shit the next day at work. Like, yo, what's your favorite song on there? I'm like, Six God, or You in the Six. He's like, hell no, what you mean, bro? 10 bands. And I'm like, nah, yo, that shit with Travis Scott is fire. Like, there's a reason why many Drake fans consider this to be his best body of work. It debuted at #1 and sold 535,000 copies first week. It even made it to Rolling Stone's top 500 albums of all time. The tape went platinum the year it came out and was actually the first rapper to do so that year. Nothing but bangers.
10 bands, 50 bands, 100 bands, fuck it, man. I hate coming through stunting on niggas that I know. That's the worst, boy. Worst. Having conversations with mama, man, my life is a mess. Ain't been returning the text. She walk right up to her ex, look him dead in the face and say, you ain't got the juice like that. Old ways, new women, gotta keep a balance.
Meek Mill, boy oh boy, do we have to talk about this, fam. So one day Meek just felt like going on Twitter and saying this. He ain't even write that verse on my album, and if I would've knew, I would've took it off my album. I don't trick my fans, lol. Then he goes on to say, stop comparing Drake to me too. He don't write his own raps. That's why he ain't tweet my album, because we found out. Man, so hold on, we gotta talk about that boy Quentin Miller, who Meek Mill threw his name around in his tweets, saying that he ghost wrote for Drake on If You're Reading This Is Too Late, which Miller denied actually, saying, I am not and never will be a ghostwriter for Drake. I'm proud to say that we've collaborated, but I could never take credit for anything other than the songs we worked on together. And he's actually only credited on 4 songs off that tape, but it was still a big deal back then and still is to this day. Miller actually says that all that controversy fucked everything up for him. Now, it's kind of a long read here, but you can pause the video if you want and read the things he had to say about this whole situation. It's kind of crazy if you ask me. But when I say Drake won the battle, yeah, it's pretty obvious, with Charged Up first.
You boys are getting into your feelings on me.
Then aggressively, like 2 days later, goes back to back with Back to Back.
Yeah, I learned the game from William Wesley, you can never check me.
Which was actually produced by Nav, by the way. This was the first time that Drake ever really made any diss tracks, and he had everyone on his side. The whole public was on his side. He even had all kinds of Meek Mill memes at his concerts and everything, bro. Shit was hilarious. It was looking real bad for Meek, honestly. Especially when he hit him with this line. Sheesh.
You love it and you gotta get a world tour. Is that a world tour or your girl's tour?
Meek would eventually respond with the song Wanna Know.
I just wanna know if you ain't right there running through the sick shit. Tell us who the folks quit running through the 6 with.
And it was pretty fire, but it was a little too late at that point. Now yeah, Drake won this battle, but when I say Meek won the war, let me explain why. What's that one thing that people always go back to when they talk about Drake and his career? What's the one thing always looming around like a dark cloud over Drake's career? It's the ghostwriting shit, fam. That question will always linger forever now. Does Drake write his own raps? Whether he does or not, that's not really the point. There will always be speculation. And I know deep down that shit probably still bothers Drake that went public in the first place. A lot of Drake haters use that as ammo and it will never end. So that's why looking at it now, yeah, Drake won that battle, but that whole controversy will always be there because of Meek. And of course we gotta talk about the smash hit Hotline Bling that he actually dropped the same time as Back to Back. It wasn't until the music video about 2 months later that made the song go to a whole nother level. It's currently sitting at almost 2 billion views with almost 10 million likes, bro. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Drake had to have known that this shit was gonna get memed the fuck out, fam.
I know when that hotline bling. That can only mean one thing.
Metro Boomin want some more, nigga.
Right. For you to do this shit right here, man, it's gonna change the game.
But you gotta realize too, it's like, you know, people are coming to Atlanta and shit, but you also have to realize like, this is too like, you're not gonna get the same result if you're not in this building with these individuals right here. Like, and I can say that myself. It's like
right now, this shit we making is a whole new wave. It like changed the game. Everybody had to go back to the game board and like, damn, we never ever thought this would happen.
Yes, that's the best
This
part.
shit shouldn't have never happened.
Right.
Who let it happen? There's so many questions after history get made. Like, you can ask after this, like, nigga, who let this shit happen? Like, when did it happen? How did it happen?
Yeah.
Certain shit just be for the time, like perfect time.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive.
And for niggas that, like, for you niggas to be, like, working all year on your own shit separately and, like, you making, like, you drop his mixtape, you drop all your mixtape, everybody to be separate and niggas to be both hot, and then, like, at the height of niggas being hot, like, to come together.
Yeah, that really hasn't happened. Like, just at the peak of
that's
two,
it.
at the like.
Let's figure some shit out.
Nah, this shit.
Yeah, nah, it's crazy just to find the time to make this shit happen. In fact, it's done. Shit is done.
Damn, bruh, another project to go #1. Shit is crazy. What a Time to Be Alive released on September 20th, 2015, selling 334,000 copies first week. And when this came out, I said it before in my Future documentary and I'ma say it again. It really felt like Goku and Vegeta fusing up together, bruh. It was like two of the hottest motherfuckers in the game coming together. Admittingly, at the time, I thought it would just be one of those joint projects that kinda just come and go and people forget about it a few months later, but now that it's about to be 6 years since it dropped, it really stood the test of time. It still holds up to this day and sounds like it could've came out today. It definitely felt like more of a Future project to me than it does a Drake project, but who gives a fuck? That shit slaps harder than Stephanie on Big Show.
What are you gonna do about it? You're gonna cry? You're gonna cry like a baby? Huh?
Shout out to Metro Boomin though. This would not have sounded as good as it did if it wasn't for him. You should watch my documentary I made on him, by the way. But my 3 favorite tracks are probably Jersey, Live from the Gutter, and Digital Dash.
You do what you want when you pop it. Yeah. Reporting live from the gutter, I will buy this motherfucker. It's not even a discussion. Woo! These bitches be nagging the kid. Fuck it, it is what it is.
Now all these artists behind me represent the artists that I personally respect in the rap game and I personally want to play with. So let's start with Drake. And I know there's a lot of rumors going on about us too, saying I'm your little brother and all that. Let's set the record straight. I'm not Drake's little brother, I never have been. Now Drake, I get compared to you on a daily basis, and it's an honor, I like your music. But I got 10 G's here that says you will love mine. And if for any reason you don't like my music, 10 G's is yours. Now I work hard for my money. My mama always told me that if there was anything I ever really believed in, just go all out for it. This is all I got. Just come play the game, Drake. But keep in mind, I can't lose.
Y'all niggas know who to call when you want that fire shit.
Yo, that video is crazy corny, but I respect it. So there's a lot to digest here, so I'm gonna just try to keep it simple. Back in 2010, Tory made this video and offered Drake $10K basically just to hear his music. He was young as fuck at the time, and $10K is definitely a lot of money. Shit, I don't care how old you are. $10K just for someone to hear your shit? That's pretty bold. But Drake never responded. They go their separate ways, doing their thing. He kinda sent some subliminals to Drake in this Sway in the Morning freestyle too.
Yes, I know these niggas about to act scary. T.O. nigga only spitting without the Blackberry.
So you know Tory himself is from Toronto, right? Whatever. So years go by, it's 2015, Drake is popularizing the term the Six, views from the Six God, etc, etc. And apparently Tory wasn't having it, tweeting this out like, this whole calling the Toronto Six thing, it's not cool, bro. Meanwhile, he was calling Toronto the Six himself in a couple songs, but I digress.
I'm feeling like I'm the realest nigga out in the city. I ride through the 6 and the 7, my bitches is famous.
Tory even named his mixtape that came out in December of 2015 The New Toronto. So Drake finally was like, you know what? Alright, I'ma respond this time. Dropping the song Summer 16 in early 2016, sending shots at Tory.
All you boys in the New Toronto wanna be me a little. You was never gang, you was never one of us.
Tory kinda jabbed back on a track with Ferg saying this.
I was never ever gang, I was one umbrella mom.
But then Tory gets on this interview from Revo and kinda backpedals a bit. Kinda sounding a little scared, not gonna lie.
What did he say? That was really, I mean, if people really do believe that it was a diss or whatever the case it is, I don't know what that man has against me. I'm getting money over here. I'm good. I'm young. I'm finally in a position to feed my family. Please don't try to take that away from me. All I want to do is rap, you know. And I'm a fucking Drake fan. Like I don't like, you know what I'm saying. Drake could diss me 20,000 times. I'd never diss him, bro. Like I'm a fan, bro. Like it is what it is. I have no negativity on my side.
But then Tory goes and makes an Uber Everywhere freestyle where he comes at Drake again. A few months later, Drake gets interviewed and says this.
Get everything, you know, become the biggest artist you can possibly be. Just don't get up there finally and start talking down on me, you know? Especially when we have like no interaction or no, like just don't get your first big shot to speak out and you think it's like the right thing to do is to start like trying to, you know, come for the dawn, you know? It's like it's not gonna work. And I don't go for that. And that's it. That's as simple as it's not like on some thing. It's just more like common sense. I don't like what's the point of that, you know? If any time prior to you ask me about anybody here, I'm bigging them up. It's our city, man. You know, why would you get up on a public platform and start being like, I'm not really with, nah, man, that's it. And then what? Just to what? To come back and start backpedaling and begging it out? Like, what's the point? You know, it's like I want to be good and positive with everyone in the city, but I expect the same thing, you know, and that's it. I just like I said, I love seeing people shine. I hate when they finally get the platform and they think the answer is like, okay, well, because we never had any dealings. The answer is to like, how I'm gonna get my attention is to attack. It's like, that's not gonna work.
Talk your shit, kid. Talk your shit. At the end of the day, though, Tory's clout chasing kind of worked because he was making some fire music and his popularity to me started rising during this time. They ended up just getting cool a year later anyway, so this was just some fun entertainment, really.
Friends I don't have anymore.
Views. Man, when this came out, I'll never forget the day I was on one of those buses that go from the city to Jersey for Six Flags, and it was mad early in the morning and the album had just came out, so I was like, you know what, this is like an hour and some change ride, let me hear the whole album. You know, when you listen to certain songs, it kind of just puts you in a place or a certain memory. That's what this album does for me, bro. I remember just loving it from top to bottom, except Hotline Bling, to be honest. That shit was annoying, but yeah. The album was a huge commercial success, going #1 again, selling 852,000 copies first week.
Holy shit!
With hits like Too Much, Pop Style, but it sparked 2 smash hits, bruh, in One Dance and Controller.
Baby, I like your stuff.
I think I lie for you. I think I die for you.
Which was everywhere that summer. Man, Summer 16 was just different, bruh. Now yeah, it's gotten its mixed reviews from critics and from fans alike.
I think that kid on that album that I heard sounds real fucking uninspired. That's what I think. I said the other day on this podcast, I miss the Drake that starts the waves, not hops on other waves. And I'll say it again. I miss Drake that pushes the fucking agenda, not lets the agenda push him. And that is why I will... Big difference between a Drake and a Hove while they both at the top.
Do you guys agree with Joe on this one? I can kinda agree on the starting to ride trends thing because he has tendencies to do so at times, but sounding uninspired? I don't know about that. Why? Because he started a new style and wasn't as aggressive? I don't know. It's funny how my boy and I were talking today about whether or not Views is a classic. Don't kill me, but to me, it's not. It's still a great album, don't get me wrong. He was over here going ham defending that shit. I respect it. What do you guys think though? I just feel like when the masses are so mixed on it and you kind of have to hesitate and it isn't like an undeniable, undisputed, yes, hell yeah, that's a classic, then to me it's like, I don't know. Oh yeah, we can't forget about the smash hit Work with Rihanna and Drake. Bro, that shit was everywhere this year too.
Rolling, 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 rolling. How many more shots until you're rolling?
In the summer of this year until October, Drake and Future would go on tour together for the Summer 16 tour. I wish I would have went to one of these. This shit looks super lit.
New York City! New York City!
At the 2016 BET Hip Hop Awards, that boy Drake was nominated for 10 awards, bro. Taking Album of the Year for Views.
2016, if you remember the year, it was a good time.
I wanna put you in my life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And more tune for your head top, so watch how you speak on my name, you know? Cleansing my soul of addiction for now, cause I'm falling apart. Before you end up like, whoa, 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 like, whoa, whoa. Demon just got out of can. I gave my bro an advance.
All I bitch you is your mess, ayy. Can't keep my dick in my pants, ayy.
Oh. Wow. That's how y'all feel? That's how y'all feel? Fuck Drake? Oh, nice. Run that shit.
Hey. I like this loser. Can't keep my dick in my pants.
Keep your motherfucking hands up.
So now, where do you guys stand? Like, what's good now?
I still think Drake a fuck nigga. I'm keeping a blood raw. I still think Drake a fuck nigga. Like, I think he's not a man. I think he's a bitch. That's a bitch move. Especially when I was in jail facing life, bro. You know what I'm saying? If Drake would have came to my barn hearing, you know what I'm saying, that would have made my fucking day. If he would have showed that he's a hospitable person and that he's really in this shit for the culture, rather than being a fuck nigga taking my shit, running off with it, and then putting it on his album, then he would have got my kudos, he would have got my respect. I would have let him hop on the remix, take 100% royalty rate. I would have done it. Because I know I can maintain, you know what I'm saying, and I would have appreciated him for being a real nigga.
Alrighty then.
I had to showcase that because X is one of my favorite artists of all time, and I think it deserved to be mentioned. It's not really the biggest deal in the world, but this is actually what put me on to X. The whole KMT sounding like look at me shit. I've been a fan ever since. RIP X for real. But anyways, More Life was released on March 18th, 2017 to some pretty positive review scores. It ended up breaking all kinds of streaming records for Apple Music and Spotify. It accumulated 61.3 million streams on Spotify alone on the first day and 89.9 million on Apple Music. It of course again debuted at number 1 and sold 505,000 copies first week, with half of that actually being pure album sales. Oddly enough though, he called it a playlist and not an album. That shit was weird, but a lot of publications and whatnot consider it a mixtape. I don't know, man. I consider it an album. It's definitely a fun album and it has some bangers on here for sure. But hold on though, let's not sit here and act like this song right here wasn't the most underrated track of 2017. Facts. Big facts.
Cause niggas started talking to me like I'm slowing down. Opinions over statistics. Life is amazing, it is what it should be. Been here for 10, but I feel like a rookie. 901 Shelby Drive, look alive, look alive. That was that, so I can't be beefing with no whack nigga. I got the game in a squeeze. Who disagree? I wanna see one of y'all run up a beat.
Yeah, that's where they wishing on me. I'ma keep it G. God's paradise, God's paradise.
I mean, even all the way up until God's Plan, right? Like, God's Plan was, I sent it to Trippy, and I was like, yo, maybe this could work for your album. And he was obviously, you know, caught up, busy, whatever, doing his thing. And I know people punish him for that. They shouldn't punish him for that, though. You know, sometimes artists send a song. I sent it to him, and, you know, whatever happened, it didn't really work out that way. And then it leaked. And people forced my hand because they were like, yo, that shit sounds hard.
They gon' tell the story, shit was different with me. God's plan.
On January 19th, 2018, Drake would drop a 2-song EP called Scary Hours, with the songs Diplomatic Immunity and God's Plan, with God's Plan becoming one of, if not Drake's biggest song of all time. He then went on to release 2 more singles for his next album, Nice for What?
Everybody get your motherfucking roll on. I know shorty and she doesn't want no slow song.
And I'm Upset.
I'm upset. 50,000 on my head is disrespect.
Scorpion would finally release on June 29th, debuting at #1 again and selling 732,000 copies first week. And to me, this shit is fire. This was like all I was bumping 2018 summer, bro. It got some real lukewarm review scores, but I don't know, man. I really fuck with it. There's a few skips on here for sure, but I enjoy the majority of it.
To talk when there's nothing else left to say. All of this disorder, no address, and the crown is broken in pieces, but there's more in my possession. Uber X to Hidden Hills, give me something I could feel if they come to Hidden Hills.
It was actually pretty dope to see Drake do a Degrassi reunion for the I'm Upset music video too. Speaking of the I'm Upset music video though, I gotta talk about my boy X again real quick. So you know X unfortunately passed away on June 18th, 2018, right? And people actually thought, or some people still think, that Drake has something to do with his death. Now I'm not gonna lie fam, with the evidence I'ma show you, it's a little creepy and a bit too coincidental, but hear me out. X had posted this once on his story, right? So that's one thing. And if you listen to the lyrics in I'm Upset, it's a bit wild, considering the way X passed away.
SMS, XXX, that's the only time I ever shoot below the neck.
And on the song Mob Ties, he also says this.
Louis bags in exchange for body bags, yeah.
It's a little spooky, bruh. To make things even more sus, you know what? I'm gonna let my boy Blackie Speaks explain real quick. Let him know, Blackie.
So for the past few days, there's been a lot of conversations on social media regarding the Sicko Mode music video with, of course, Drake and none other than Travis Scott. You may wonder, how does X tie into this whole situation? Well, if you've seen the Sicko Mode video, then you know that there's an extremely short moment on the video where we see this right here. This is a person that resembles X, who at one point in the video gets crushed by a meteor. Obviously, if you know the history behind the XXXTentacion and Drake beef, then this is something that you might get really upset by.
Look, I'm not saying he had anything to do with it. I'm literally just on the outside looking in, observing shit, you feel me? But we gotta talk about this challenge that went pretty viral back then too.
Woke up this morning in my feelings, and I was like, I gotta let them out.
Kiki, do you love me? I swear you gotta feel me before they try and kill me. Do you love me? Are you riding? Kiki, do you love me?
It was written like Nas, but it came from Queen. Another multi-platinum rapper trapped and can't retire. Niggas get exposed, I see the cracks and I'm the liar. How could you ever right these wrongs when you don't even write your songs?
Pusha T would come for Drake's neck on the song Infrared off his Daytona album on May 25th, which made Drake respond that same day with Duppy Freestyle.
I'm in shock. The nerve, the audacity. Must have had your infrared wrong, now your head in a beam. You're not even top 5 as far as your label talent goes. Your brother said it was your cousin and him than you. So you don't rap what you did, you just rap what you knew.
No lie, that song is underrated. And I know Drake was hella proud of himself for like a week after that track.
Oh, fuck yeah, this is
to shit.
As he should have. The wordplay was crazy on that. It wasn't until this song though that yeah, Drake wasn't coming back from this, bro.
You mention wedding ring like it's a bad thing. Your father walked away at 5, hell of a dad thing. Marriage is something that said you never had, Drake. You a winner, but she keep coming.
Pusha's mean.
Cleaned her up for IG, but the stench is on her. A baby's involved, it's deeper than rap. Being a child, let that boy come home. Deadbeat motherfucker playing border patrol. Ooh, Adonis is your son, and he deserves more than an Adidas press run. That's real.
Oh my God.
Never forget she's a porn star. Let her be your world.
Oh my God.
Put yay in my verses. I'm selfish. I want all of the curses. I'm pre-booking the churches. Me versus 3 hurt.
Wait a minute.
I mean, damn, bruh. Exposed the shit out of him. So the entire beef behind this could be a whole video in itself, but Drake apparently told Kanye about his son that no one knew about when Ye was helping him on Scorpion, and apparently he went off to tell Pusha, and Drake obviously didn't fuck with that cause Pusha would go and use that as ammo against him. Plus the song Infrared off Daytona was produced by Kanye, so Drake really wasn't fucking with any of them.
Now the next thing is with Drake. Now, if I wasn't in a medicated state, I might have thought and had the wherewithal to say, hey Pusha, don't diss Drake on my beat. And I spoke about that and took accountability for that. Now what I'm looking for my spirit to take accountability is the fact that it's people making rumors or thinking that you fuck my wife and you're not saying nothing and you carrying it like that don't sit well with my spirit. You know, if I had a girlfriend from Chicago, her name was Renita, and then you was married to Rihanna, I wouldn't make no song called Riri. So when you're like, oh, I don't know where it come from, you too smart for that, bro. You know where that come from. Don't make no record with nothing that could be confused. Now, I told you, I didn't tell Pusha no information about your baby mama, nothing like that. That didn't come from me. But when you played that record for me in the studio that said, yo, we got some Kylies, we got some Kendalls, I told you, Travis is your man. Don't make no record like that. That man just had a baby with her. That's going to be offensive to her. I hit Trav about the ecstasy record and made sure that we was all good, that we know we family, right? So I did tell you not to do that. So period, it's like, don't speak on nobody from my family, nothing that could be even mentioned with my wife. Period. We don't have to talk again. I'm not giving no energy to that, but I'm telling you that. And also, y'all come talk to me. Y'all holler at me. We'll work it out. We'll come to a resolution.
After Pusha T made that disrespectful ass song, Drake didn't go on to make a diss track back and was pretty silent for over a year. That was until he got interviewed and asked about Pusha, where you can clearly see that shit was still bothering him. And he admits to taking the L.
I have no desire to ever mend anything with that person. Yeah, that situation just went where it went, and it's just there is no turning back. It's not like those other situations. At that point, it wasn't even about battle rap or any of that. It was just the information was too shocking. It was on his part, it was a genius chess move. He obviously has no when it comes to me, he's not gonna have any morals or respect. So the other elements of the record, whether it be just the shit that he's making up about my mom and my dad and all this dumb shit, or obviously the part that hit me the most, which is wishing that my friend that has an illness dies. That shit to me is just not really wavy. I'm just not really with that.
Tick, tick, tick. How much time he got, that man is 666.
It just is what it is. There's a point where you're gonna wanna stop rapping. I'm sure I could say something about, your lovely lady or, a child or a family member, and you're just gonna wanna not really rap anymore. Yeah. So that's just kind of where I got to. It's just, I just had to admit, I'm really, and when I was making the record, In Response, which was a real record, I know people think it's some myth. It was on this Vinyls beat, and I just found myself saying things that one seemed really out of character, just because I was deeply invested in the situation and getting very angry, and saying things that I don't know if in 2 years I'd want to hear myself say. I just realized that nobody cares about this guy, so there's not really much I can say better than Drake has a baby. He won, he won off that off that bomb.
I could understand why Drake would not want to respond back to Pusha, because it probably got so personal that yeah, he probably could have came back and went out of character and would have maybe regretted it years down the line. But the thing is, there's only so much gloating and bragging you can do and say that you're more popular and rich than Pusha is. But see, Pusha ain't on that type of time. He don't care to be more poppin' than you, nor is he even in the same lane. He's on some street shit, and Drake just isn't. So he just took the L and moved on.
If there's people who have regular jobs who are coming out in the rain, in the snow, spending their hard-earned money to buy tickets to come to your shows, you don't need this right here, I promise you. You already won. But
next, a special Grammy performance by...
Whoa. Yeah, so it looks like the Grammys had enough of that speech.
Damn, why they do my boy Drizzy like that though? But yeah, 2019. What was Drake up to this year? He made amends with Meek Mill and Chris Brown, which was really dope to see.
I got more slaps than the Beatles. Foreign shit running on diesel, dog.
Ugh, wow. Chris Brown, dancer extraordinaire. Wow, whoa.
You can lock it down, I can tell by how you treat me.
When the Toronto Raptors won their championship, that boy Drake was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'ma drop 2 songs.
Look at my history. I'm trying to see what's different from that guy in the richer me. I mean, where the fuck should I really even start? I got hoes that I'm keeping in the dark.
He then went on to drop his first compilation album, Care Package, on August 2nd, 2019, consisting of songs from 2010 to 2016, with absolute bangers like 5 AM in Toronto.
Never get the same out of niggas. Guess it's funny how money could make change out of niggas for real.
Jodeci Freestyle.
I'm devoted to making sure that shit goes unnoticed. Swear you niggas is hopeless.
Club Paradise, and more.
I swear you don't know this city anymore.
Then he ends up dropping the song War on Christmas Day, getting ready for 2020.
Used to look up to a man from certain ends with tune on repeat. Thought he was a bad boy then till a man got pinched and man went PC. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Virgil got a paddock on my wrist going nuts. The blues is now kicking and dinner is 3 Michelin. I don't eat red meat but still got beef sizzling. Yeah. Baby Wayne and Ted's responsible for this shit. People wanna know what's in my pockets, they don't understand. You know what it is whenever I visit. Truck to the plane, to the truck to the hotel lobby.
What Dre do? What Dre hit it with? Dre did a right foot slide, left foot slide. Yo, the whole world about to be doing this dance.
Nike crossbody got a piece in it. Go right foot up, left foot slide. He crossbody got a piece in it. Gotta dance, but it's really on. So basically, I'm saying either way, we bout to slide. I could dance like Michael Jackson. You and me, that's just how I think it's either you and me. I could get you the passion. Go right foot up, left foot slide.
Drake would release Dark Lane demo tapes on May 1st, 2020. It's considered a mixtape with a compilation of songs that were released on SoundCloud or leaked on the internet, as well as some new songs. It was supposed to be sort of a warm-up for his upcoming 6th studio album, Certified Lover Boy, that was set to release around the summertime, but we all know that didn't happen. It debuted at number 1, selling 223,000 copies first week. It was kind of a mixed bag for many, including myself, but it definitely has some standouts for me, like Time Flies,
Baby girl, you know me, still with the dolls that I grew beside.
Pain,
Hype Williams, Lil X. If you don't say it direct, could give a fuck.
with Cardi giving us that what the fuck was that verse, but it kinda grew on me, I'm not gonna lie. Sippin' that lean, spend 100K New York, I was fucking bored, whatever the fuck he says. And others that I showed before.
I'm in the trenches, relax. Can you not pet that little boy in the club? Cause we do not listen to rats.
Man, Laugh Now, Cry Later is a fucking banger. The song released on August 14th, 2020 as the lead single for CLB. It debuted at number 2 on the charts and was also nominated for Best Melodic Rap Performance and Best Rap Song at the 63rd Annual Grammy Awards. And being a big Durk fan, I could honestly say that this feature definitely put him on the top as a okay, I'm here now moment. Cause he was well known before for years, almost a decade. But this for sure was that moment where I would say he took off to another level mainstream wise.
We on his ass where it shows at. He get away, we on his ass where he parole at.
Yeah, haven't fallen off, yeah. Come with a classic, they come around years later and say it's a sleeper. Heart just turned purple, 360 up front, it all comes full circle. We'll see what's about to happen next, okay? Okay, we'll see what's about to happen next.
Drake would release Scary Hours 2 on March 5th, 2021. He became the first artist to debut on the Billboard charts at number 1, 2, and 3 at the same time. A few months later, Drake would be invited to the 2021 Billboard Awards to accept his Artist of the Decade speech for the 2010s. Goat shit, fam.
Way out here having his way, and like the third me go out. Take the way she with Poppy, man, you would think she's a veteran on remembrance. Stories you told me about him, I could see that it's night and day. You told me the truth. This ain't gonna be the first time that I do numbers on 2 crutches. See more plaques than 2 brushes.
I love you so much, Drake. Like, so just let me tell y'all the real shit. I was gonna say, but I didn't want to say it too much. He single-handedly got me out of my writer's block, and I'm never gonna forget it. And I'm gonna shout it to the fucking world on the mountaintops, because that's the real shit. That's my hand to God. He sent me something, and it made me feel so competitive again. I was like, yo, what the fuck am I doing? You need to start writing. And
Facts.
whenever I hear Drake and Wayne rap, it's always gonna inspire something in me. But outside of Drake's raps, it's his like pep talks. He'll send one text that'll make me really like reevaluate everything. He's a fucking genius as a musical artist, but also just as a human. Like, please, everybody know that. Like, that's real shit. Like, that's not fake shit.
Ballin' like 2K. I swear I've been betrayed.
Yeah, Drake's been killing it so far with these features, man. I mean, he kind of always does, but you know what I mean.
And to you, I want to dedicate this one to you.
No way this is.
Shohei, the way.
Oh my God! Nigga, it's happening! Oh my God!
Donda.
I'd be a fool not to mention the debate on Donda versus Certified Lover Boy. Everybody talking about when are they gonna drop, who's gonna sell more, which album is gonna be better. The whole back and forth has been fun for hip hop and fun for me personally. I was hoping that Donda would release the same day as CLB, but it didn't turn out that way. Either way, we finally got Certified Lover Boy on September 3rd, bruh. What the album cover is this, bro?
You're trash, Brock.
Kinda makes me not want to cop the vinyl for it. Regardless of the cover though, Certified Lover Boy sold 1 million copies on the first Nah, I'm just playing, bro. I'm recording this shit the day it comes out. But yeah, the hype has been real lately, especially with all these marketing campaigns / silly memes taking the CLB style. Drake aligning the Avengers for his album. He must have saw what Ye was doing and was like, as far as the music itself goes, I mean, after listening to it like 3 times already, yeah, this shit is fuego.
Sailing to the edge of my mind. Daddy is not around, my mama is not around. Niggas turn their back on me for no good reason. Type of nigga that can look me in the eyes, I despise. Uno, those traits in a race, they can't hold me. I'm so difficult to fathom, like a fever in the winter. I got women in the phantom.
I'm too sexy for this syrup, too sexy for your girl.
I wish that's how you call me. That raw shit, that honesty.
That raw shit, that honesty. Fire. I could play the whole shit right now. And that boy Drake is coming at Ye's neck on the song 7 AM on Brittle Path. Pause the video, read these lyrics real quick, fam. I'm curious to see how this album is gonna hold up in 5 to 10 years, cause we all know how quickly hip hop evolves and changes, but judging by Drake's track record, yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll always be fire. Drizzy Drake Rogers, Aubrey, arguably the greatest artist of this generation, or even of all time. It's been a pleasure listening to his music and all the memories I gained from it, and it's been an even more honor to create this documentary on him. I look forward to another decade from that man, and more success and accolades to come. More life to him. And with that I say, take care, fam.